Shields are good. I mean, come on, the ability to completely negate knockback entirely is an extremely strong attribute. And for most people, that's all they need. A lot of people just stick with the good old obsidian shield and just call it a day. But you might be, keyword might, depending on your experience, be surprised to hear that there's actually 3 endgame shield options to choose from. And each one is very effective. Except this one. So, out of the 3 options, which one should you use?
Wow, I need a minute to think about this.
Well, it's good you stopped by because I'm going to answer that question very quickly. But first, I have to talk about all the shields, starting off with the worst shield. Okay, I just caught my breath. The Hero Shield. The Hero Shield is the easiest shield to craft out of the 3 endgame shields by far, requiring just a Paladin Shield and Flesh Knuckles. A Paladin Shield can be obtained by killing, well, a Paladin, with either a 9.33% or 13.56% chance of dropping depending on your difficulty. And Flesh Knuckles can be obtained by killing a Crimson Mimic, with a much higher 20% drop chance, regardless of difficulty. If you combine both of these accessories at a Tinkerer's Workshop, you get yourself the Hero Shield. Now, let's talk about the benefits of the Hero Shield, the little that there are. So first off, the Hero Shield grants the player 10 defense, and fun fact, this accessory actually has the highest base defense of any accessory in the game, so that fact does make it unique. The Hero Shield also has a stat that comes from the Paladin Shield that redirects 25% of damage dealt to you towards another player on your team when you're above 25 health. A pretty selfish stat that's completely irrelevant when playing solo. The Hero Shield also grants immunity to knockback, and that's it. It's literally just a Paladin Shield with more defense. Honestly, I really don't see why you would want to craft this, even if you were inexperienced. I mean, why would you craft this, a Paladin Shield with more defense, when you could combine the Flesh Knuckles with a Power Glove and make a much better accessory? Honestly, if there's any change I can make to the Hero Shield, I would combine the Berserker Glove with the Paladin Shield to make some sort of Berserker Shield. Because now, look at these stats. That's a confident in-game shield. This? Other than that, I really don't see what you could do to this to make this thing useful at all. My assessment is that this item is definitely not worth crafting. It provides almost no benefits to a solo player. And if you're on a corruption world, well, this thing just becomes completely useless because you can't summon Crimson Mimics. Yeah, not great. Thankfully, the other 2 shield options that I'm going to talk about are much better choices for a solo player, and they are definitely worth crafting. So the next shield on this list is usually considered the best shield in the game by a large margin. And while I'm inclined to agree with that statement, I do think it has a few drawbacks. And that shield I'm talking about is, of course, the legendary Ankh Shield. Honestly, I would say that the Ankh Shield is definitely the most unique out of the 3 endgame shields. Now, I get it, its absolutely insane crafting tree is freaking horse doo-doo. But if you power through all that hard work, you'll be rewarded with an amazing accessory. So, the Ankh Shield is crafted by combining an obsidian shield with an Ankh charm at a Tinkerer's Workshop. Once you've equipped the Ankh Shield, it provides you with 4 defense and complete immunity to all of these debuffs. I mean, do I need to say anything else? The Ankh Shield is an absolutely amazing accessory for exploration, seeing as it, blocks basically every debuff in the entire game. However, the Ankh Shield is basically useless when fighting bosses. Great for basically everything else, except boss fights. It's really good when you're fighting other enemies that apply debuffs when they hit you though, like the Cursed Skull or Hornets. Oh, good gracious Hornets. My assessment is that this shield is definitely worth crafting, even though it isn't great for boss fights. But you know what shield is good for boss fights? Alright, so I just have to say this. When the Frozen Shield was added to the game, I didn't really care all that much. I was just gonna stick with my good old Ankh Shield and move on with my life. But then while I was scrolling on the wiki for a little while, I came across the wiki for the Frozen Shield and saw this stat. And I instantly got hooked. I mean, come on, being able to take 25% less damage when you need it the most is something that I just couldn't pass up. And aside from the Ankh Shield, the Frozen Shield is probably one of the more annoying things to craft in the game, requiring you to get a Paladin Shield and a Frozen Turtle Shell, which just has a 2% drop chance from frozen turtles in the underground ice biome. Although this annoying factor can be slightly circumvented by making an underground ice money farm, but I digress. Once you got these two items, all you gotta do is just combine them at a Tinker's Workshop and you got yourself the best shield in the game. Honestly, I think the Frozen Shield might be my favorite accessory in the entire game. Its extreme defensive bonuses are just nothing to scoff at, and it is 100% worth crafting in my opinion. But that still leaves us with the burning question. Which of these shields should you use? I mean, it's obviously not the hero shield, so I mean, we can just, evaporate that. I mean, seriously, get that thing out of my sight. So really, now it just all comes down to preference. If you want to be the most pure being that ever walked on Terraria, then pick the Ankh Shield. But on the other hand, if you want to be an absolute tank that just destroys everything, then equip the Frozen Shield. Honestly, now that the Frozen Shield exists, you can keep all of your immunity. I'm gonna take tankiness over everything. Melee rules! Hey, how's it going? I didn't really bother making a... Let me fix my hat real quick. I didn't really bother writing a script for the outro, so I just decided I'd improvise one. Honestly, the first thing I think I want to say is just thank y'all. I mean, a lot. In the past 5 months, I've seen, like, so much more traction than I have since, like, 3 years ago when Gorefield 3 came out. I mean, it is really, really nice to see that when I put effort into the stuff that I like, I'll get views for it, basically. Even though I don't care about views that much anymore, I care more about the quality of my stuff. I want it to be good, not just slop. But, yeah, thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed that little short video. I was on a trip, actually, if I can get something real quick. I went on a trip to Tombstone, Arizona for the Tombstone Redemption Convention. As you can see here, I got my shirt signed right there by the good old Benjamin Byron Davis. Thank you for signing this, by the way. I had to wait in line. I waited in line from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's how long I waited to get this autograph. And honestly, I'm very thankful. It's a very nice shirt. Will I wear it? Probably not, since it's got an autograph, but I mean, hey, it'll be nice to just, I don't know, hang on the wall or show my kids it or something. And I also got this. I don't know if YouTube allows you to, allows me to show y'all this, just in case. I'll just cut it out if they don't. Look at this. I want to preface this. It is a replica. It is not a real gun. It is a replica Peacemaker revolver. And it is really cool. It was $100. It can't fire anything, it doesn't have the components for it, but it can do all the stuff that a normal gun could. You can spin it. I don't have the room to spin it, but it's really cool. Y'all might see that in videos sometimes, who knows, but yeah, definitely a fun time. All the audio you heard, I recorded on Tuesday, which is why some of it may sound rushed and not as high quality, and I'm having to edit the video today, so, to get it out Thursday, because I'm recording this on Wednesday. So hopefully I can get it out in time, and hopefully, y'all like it. Yeah, until my next video, peace out.